I would like to start this video by acknowledging the insane fire that's going on right now in LA, California. Um, as of right this second in recording this video, a lot of things are still up in the air. The fire is looking really, really, really bad. I think there's also multiple fires. I'm not exactly sure. I have friends who are evacuating. All I have right now are thoughts and prayers. I hate saying it like that, but like all we can do is just kind of sit back and watch and then help where we can. So down below, I will post some resources or at least a website or something, and stay safe. Welcome back or welcome to Secret Life of a Cam Girl. Hi, hello, I am Noah Bensi, and today we'll be talking about how to cultivate the best audience for your brand. So if that seems interesting to you, please subscribe, like, and stick along, because we're gonna talk about it right now. And if you're sitting there wondering, hey, Noah, why is your camera not very straight? What's happening? You know, I hate to break it to you, but I'm not very straight either, so. No, honestly, I don't know what's going on. My monitor's like broken or something, so just pretend it's supposed to be like that. It's its identity. So this video is for the person who has already pretty much established what they want to do online as a creator, what they think their brand is and what they want to be. That's all established, and they get online and now they're like, okay, I'm in front of all of these people. How do I find my people? Building the right audience isn't just about numbers. It's about building a place where you feel confident to be yourself and confident to watch your brand grow. So, how do we find this elusive audience? We're gonna talk about how and where to find them, how to set boundaries, and how to build a fan base that truly supports you. Okay, to start, we're gonna get a little bit into defining your brand. Like I said in the beginning, I mean, this is kind of already for people who kind of have an idea of what their brand is gonna be, but let's define it even more. Because your audience will reflect your energy and the vibe that you put out. So we're gonna be looking at 3 things. Identifying some niches, it doesn't have to be just one. Your aesthetic and what you're visually presenting, what you're wearing and what your room looks like, what they're looking at. And then your personality and what you're putting out in that regard. So start with identifying your niche. You probably hear this all the time when it comes to social media, and you're like, what does that mean, right? And then when you think about the things that you like, you're like, well, that's not very unique. Like other people like that, or I don't know, other people do that, or that's kind of popular. Like, I don't know, is that niche enough? Like, yes and no. But it's good to have those key niches to kind of rely on to build your brand. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of mine. Okay, so my niches are cosplay, right? Within that niche is the type of cosplay that I do, because cosplay is kind of like an umbrella term, correct? So the type of cosplay that I do is what I refer to as naughty nostalgic cosplay. I'll cosplay cartoons and stuff from our childhood, right? Okay, so that's my vibe, right? So that's one of my niches, is that type of cosplay. What I do to play with that when I'm not in costume is I like to decorate my screens, for instance, on OBS. I'll show you. Here's a super simple one I did the other day. I had this really cute Bratz like 2-piece set, and it feels very like Y2K. I make a lot of these just with Pixar, PicMonkey, just editing apps. It doesn't matter which ones. I try to go to the editing app that has like little stamps and stuff that I can mess around with. Let's see if I can find another one. Just kidding, I can't show you some of these. But yeah, that is a visual way to use your niche when you're not exactly doing your niche, if that makes sense. What's another thing that I'm really into? Singing. Everyone sings nowadays, right? For the most part. I mean, that's how I feel. There's a lot of musical people out there right now, and it's wonderful. And the way that I incorporate it online is I like to do karaoke nights and make parody songs. You guys know Pickle My Heart and Put Your Balls Away. And I want to continue making those this year. So that's just the way that I like to sing and do my stuff. The point is just kind of have a little bit of a plan beyond just cosplay, singing, dance. Like, you know what I mean? What are you going to be doing within those things? Because that's really going to be what engages your audience as a whole. Now, we already kind of talked a tiny bit about this, but visual aesthetic when it comes to your physical and when it also comes to the space that you're in. As you look around my room, you'll notice things that I just mentioned from my naughty nostalgia. I have Hey Arnold's locket that I painted. I have a Bratz poster behind me. I have Cosmo and Wanda behind me. I have Bold and Brash from SpongeBob. These are things that I like. So when someone comes in my room and they see Hey Arnold reference and they really like Hey Arnold, now we have a conversation going. Now I just built an extra layer of friendship and trust within that customer because they don't know me. I'm just a girl on their screen, just like they're just a name on my screen, but now we have something in common. So visual aesthetic can be like really awesome. It's a way of communicating without words, and if you're online, for instance, it prevents that initial quick click that I call it, when you're just clicking through rooms trying to find a hot girl to stare at, right? You're gonna stop on the room that looks the most visually appealing to you. And that goes the same with like physical aesthetic, right? So if you want to attract a more laid back audience, this is really simplifying it, but a more laid back audience, you're gonna go online with no makeup on a lot of the times. You're gonna wear pajamas, you're gonna wear sweatpants, you're gonna get comfortable, you know? Wear big t-shirts. I had a friend that literally would take her customers to Walmart with her to buy oversized shirts for her to wear on cam. It was fun, it was cute. So whatever you wanna do, however you wanna look, I base my look off of, well, at this point, to be absolutely honest, a lot of my branding is just me as a person. Like, it's just me. Like, this is who I am. I'm not a character, if that makes sense. So, like, a lot of things that I wear and do visually is things I will wear and present visually to the world in general. Obviously, some stuff I can't wear IRL because that would be inappropriate. But for the most part, like, yeah, like this is a shirt I wear all the time. Like, but yeah, I will incorporate. Oh, here's a great example. When I'm on my more dommy site, I have a lingerie set that is pink with dollar bills all over it, and it says "F you, pay me" on it. You got it, like, visual things that will draw that person in so they look at you and they're just like, oh, I know what she's about. Last but definitely not least, and I have other videos on branding as well. I'll like put some up here or something like that. I'll like link it in a card. But like, is your tone and your personality. Now, are you going to be bubbly? Are you going to be mysterious and sultry? Are you going to be mean? Are you going to be nice? How are you going to be? Is it going to be more of a character you're playing online or more of yourself that you're playing online? I have friends that do not want to be friends with their customers. They're like, ew, no, I'm so good. I do not have time for conversation. I don't want to know anything about them. I just want their money. I just want to be in and out. And so they go online and that is their personality, and they get customers that love it. They eat it up. They love it. The subbies love it. You know what I mean? Like,
of course I'm a piece of dirt. Like, of course I don't deserve your attention. Here, just take my money.
Like, if that's the audience you want, that's who you gotta be. If you're bubbly and fun and you want to be like that, you're going to get lots of conversations and stuff, and you're going to meet online some interesting people and get in some interesting conversations. And I like to get to know about my customers. I like knowing things about them and stuff. I like connecting with them. I'm also online a lot, so I feel like knowing a lot about my customers helps me build those friendships more. A lot of like my more dommy friends on that level don't stream like as many hours as I do, like kind of thing. So it's a little bit of a different vibe. But like your personality will definitely attract the type of customer that you're going to be bringing in, right? So like, yeah, like if you don't want to be the type of person that has like full on conversations with their customers and some guy comes in and he keeps trying to talk to you about his life, you can literally just be like, look, dude, I don't care. Go find someone that does. And he'll leave. And then some sub that's watching you would be like,
damn, she was so mean. That was hot.
and then you might get money. I don't know. But what I'm saying is your personality also reflects your niche as well. And like the tone and personality will all give you the audience that you eventually want and thrive off of. It can also do the opposite. Like if you are on a site or presenting as a super happy, bubbly person and you're always mean, you might find yourself like not making money because your fans are like, I'm so confused with the vibe, you know? Okay, you get it. Enough about branding. We talk about branding all the time. Let's move on to the next part. So next part is arguably the most important part about building an audience, about being in the entertainment industry as a whole, not even just adult entertainment industry, but as a content creator as a whole. This is so important. If you're gonna take any bit of advice from me, it's the following, and that is setting boundaries. Okay, now, what does that mean in regards to content creation or live streaming? Your room, your rules. What behaviors are encouraged and what behaviors are not tolerated. Kindness, tipping culture, respect for what you do and how you do it. These are all the boundaries you will be creating in your room that will attract the audience that you want. Now, there are many ways of doing this. For example, having your room rules posted. Like some sites have it automatically where when a member enters a room, they see your rules. Some other sites have it where you can pin rules into the chat. That's another way of doing it. Having playful reminders in chat, whether that be automated reminders or you saying a reminder out loud. You not letting things that overstep your boundaries slide, using that block button, using that kick button. For example, if you have a guy coming in arguing with you about your prices, don't let it stand. Don't get angry because they have to pay extra for that. But kick them out, right? And that will show everyone else in the room, hey, we don't argue with her about prices. Creating those boundaries, creating that culture, not letting, I used to have on one of my sites, some members like talking ish about other members. Like, no, we don't talk ish about anybody in my room. Like, no models, no members. Like, I don't care if you don't like somebody. This is not my room is not a place you go to talk badly about people. Things like that, just establishing your rules, your boundaries, and then making sure that they are being followed is very important. I'm gonna read you my rules for Cam Soda. You ready? This is my rules on Cam Soda. It says, Noah's rules. Being sweet gets you treats. Don't hesitate to say hi. Send any dirty questions and comments in either a tip note or message me. Do not spam. Talk bad about other models. We are all besties, I put in quotes. Begging or demanding gets you banned. Do not ask for things that you can't afford. Don't post other rooms, meaning there's some guys that will like come in and like try to post links to other people's rooms. It's weird. Other websites or your email addresses. I should add phone numbers because People will literally post their actual phone number in chat, and that's weird too. After all, we are all here to have fun, hang out, and good vibes. Then I have like a little like frequently asked question area about some of my prices, and that is it. So your rules can be really short and to the point. They can be longer, however you want to do it. Every model has some room rules. They don't have to be mean. They're just your boundaries. It's not bad to have boundaries. You're not mean in having boundaries and sticking to your boundaries and enforcing them. That's not mean. You're not losing money. If some weirdo tries to tell you that, oh, well, you don't have my business then okay, bye. Like, next thing. Sorry, we got heated for a second. Next, let's talk about engaging the right audience. So your audience will grow, obviously, based off of how you interact with them as a creator. Now, this is gonna seem a bit like I'm repeating myself, but it's true. Be authentic, show your personality, show your interest, respond to comments, respond to questions selectively, but do your best to respond. Answer the ones that will fulfill the answers of the whole, if that makes sense. The whole. But like, for example, if you see someone ask about custom videos, right? Don't ignore that question. This is your opportunity to now tell your entire room about how your custom videos work. Offer private perks and little specialty loyalty things to like really, really good customers and loyal customers. I have VIP sections. I have clubs on MFC. I have a special little section on Snap for like my VIP people. I'm constantly spoiling those who spoil me. And there can be different ways of doing that. So in the vanilla aspect, I spoil those who spoil me with videos and attention and caring about them. In the Dami aspect, I spoil those who spoil me with tasks and attention and making sure that I know all of their little quirks and kinks so I can make sure that we have the best experience together. And now this leads into attracting high quality viewers. One way of doing this, and I know it's really hard because of all of the roadblocks that social media puts up for us, but still try your best to use social media to post about things that you're doing and previews and stuff so that outside people that aren't just on the sites themselves, that are just on social media, see you as well, and then you can funnel them into wherever you want them, whether that be your live stream or your site or whatever. Collaborations are becoming more important than ever. Collaborating with other models, other creatives, whether that be photographers or stylists, makeup artists, nail people. Collaborations are so important right now. Networking is so important right now. And I guess it's always has been, but now more than ever, if you really want to like stay afloat in this industry, you have to collaborate. You have to find friends and people in the industry that do things similarly to you, that you feel comfortable with and that you can make content with. It's a must. And then we've talked about this in old videos as well, but streaming during peak hours for your fans. So a lot of models will message me and they'll be like, hey, what are like the best times to stream? And I can give you kind of like a base answer when you ask that, but the reality is I don't know your fans and I don't know you and your schedule. Hello? Did we just move? Okay. Weird. Okay. As I was saying, I don't know your fans and I don't know you and your schedule. So my peak hours might not be your peak hours. I can give you like a base, but like an example of this is like nighttime peak hours on Cam Soda. I do really bad. I'll barely make any money during peak hours at night on Camp Soda. I have my own hours that I go by that I know work with me and my fans. So pay attention. What I do is just keep a little like notepad or up on your computer notepad or in your phone a notepad of times when you're online that you notice that you're making a lot of money, right? So let's say you're online, it's 6 p.m. and all of a sudden you noticed your room has like 10 more people than it normally does. People are tipping more than they normally are, and you just got out of a show and you're making you're like, whoa, I just made a decent amount of money right now. Note that hour. Note what time it is. Put it down. And do this for about like a month, and then like go back to it and see if you see any patterns. Those will be your peak hours. So if you notice that every Tuesday, if you're online at 2 p.m., you're making bank, then guess who needs to be online every Tuesday? You know what I'm saying? But that's really, really, really important. And that will also help create that like habit with your customers and fans as well. Like they will get used to your consistency. And I've said this before too, but like they will be able to plan their schedule now around you because they know that, hey, she's online at 2 p.m. every Tuesday. Pricing. So let's talk about it. Pricing is a weird subject because obviously I can't tell you how to price the things that you make and how to value the things that you make and the things that you want to show. I can't tell you that. That's not me. That's not up to me. I can tell you on average certain price points of how people price themselves. I can show you my charts and tip charts and some of my friends' tip charts and stuff and where they're similar and you can copy. But sometimes that doesn't always work, and sometimes you have to kind of adjust it again depending on your fans. Sometimes you're going too high and sometimes you're going too low. More so you're hitting too low and you should probably up your prices. But pricing is really important and something to also pay attention to. If you notice that at a certain price point you're selling more, I mean, that's the name of the game, right? So then that's your price point. That's what you want to charge. That's what you want to do. And then I wouldn't really mess around with that price point until it starts to slow down. And then I would up it usually and see if that recreates interest towards whatever you're trying to sell or show. But definitely pricing will help you keep your cultivated audience as well, because again, they will get into the habit of knowing not only when you're online, but how much you cost, and they can budget accordingly. Next, we're going to briefly talk about managing your growth and staying true to your brand. As you grow, you will attract different types of viewers, and sometimes these viewers will try to get you to change things up and the way that you're doing things. And I can't express to you more how important it is to ignore these people and stay true to your brand, authentic to your brand, and don't ever change your boundaries for any random faceless customer on the internet. You understand? Again, I have another video on this. I'll link it. But just avoiding burnout, knowing your limits. Your customers will always be there, okay? They're not going anywhere. They will miss you, and when you come back, they will be there, and they might take a little bit to notice that you're back because men are dumb. I'm kidding. But it might take a couple of days, but they will notice you and they will be there and they will be excited that you're back. So if you need to take some time off or take a break, please do so. Please do so. And I'm saying this to myself. Noah, take some days off. Girl, you're tired. Take a nap. Once your audience starts to grow, you'll start noticing things like your customers becoming friends with each other. And this is where you can start things like community building, where you can start clubs with them, live streams with just your loyals. You can do giveaways and charities and just creating that really like fun, cozy community environment where everyone's just kind of vibing and all into the same thing and all talk to each other. I love that. MFC is great for this. Like, I find like a lot of the guys know each other, so like they'll be like, oh, good night, Noah, and they'll be like, good night, Gary, good night, Phil, good night, Big Balls 37. You know what I mean? They're all like know each other. I think that's just so cute. So definitely like cater to that in a way. Like once you start seeing your community start to build within your like circle, do things, do fun things. And then I'm just gonna end this with ask your audience, okay? If you're ever sitting there and you're like, hey, I feel boring and I'm out of ideas, ask your audience, what do you guys wanna see more of? What are you guys into? Like, what do you guys wanna see me do more of? Obviously, you're gonna get some dumbass answers, but you might get some cool ones. You know what I'm saying? I've had some really, really cool, fun ideas given to me by my customers. So ask your audience if you're ever feeling kind of stuck in a rut when it comes to like entertaining them. Like, hey, what do you want to see more of? What can we do in this room? Should we do more karaoke nights? Should we do more themes? Should we do a cosplay we never tried before? I don't know. Ask them, talk to them, engage with them on that level, because then they feel like, not even feel like, then they have input in your room, and then they're more inclined to view you and give you money and things if they feel like, hey, I had a part in this, you know? All right, we're wrapping it up here. If you have any questions whatsoever, ever, please feel free to drop them in the comments below or message me privately. I will always get back to you. I love talking to you guys. Also, if you have any advice regarding the subject and you want to share with the class, please do. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I love you guys so, 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 so much. I'm so happy that Secret Life is back and I'm feeling really good and I'm excited for the year to come. And yeah, there's lots of fun things this month that we're gonna be doing, and I'm just like stoked on a boat. That doesn't make sense, stoked on. That's not the saying.